Xin Zhui died in 163 BC. They discovered her in 1971 with her hair still intact, her skin still velvety to the touch, and type A blood still coursing through her veins. As of today, Xin Zhui, also known as Lady Dai, is a mummified woman from China's Han era who still has her own hair, is gentle to the touch, and still has ligaments that bend, much like a living person would. She is estimated to be more than 2,000 years old and is regarded as having the highest level of preservation of any human mummy ever discovered. As a result of her prosperity for excessive eating, Lady Dai passed away at the young age of 50, despite being the wife of a high-ranking Han official named Li Shang. The huge tomb of Xin Zhui was uncovered in 1971 by workmen excavating in the vicinity of an air raid shelter near Changsha. These workers almost by accident came across the burial site. Her crypt was shaped like a funnel, and inside it was more than 1,000 priceless treasures. These items included things like makeup and toiletries, as well as hundreds of pieces of lacquerware and 162 carved wooden figures that represented her employees. Even in the hereafter, Xin Zhui would be able to eat a dinner that had been prepared for her. But what really astounded the experts was not Xin Zui's exquisite structure, which had maintained its integrity despite the passage of nearly 2,000 years since the time it was created. Instead, it was Xin Zui's physical health. When she was excavated, it was discovered that her skin had remained in the same condition as when it had been on a living person. That is, it was still moist, supple, and elastic. It was discovered that all of her natural hair was present and intact, including the hair on her head and inside of her nose, in addition to her eyebrows and eyelashes. The researchers were able to carry out an autopsy, during which they learned that her body was almost 2,000 years old, and she passed away in 163 BC. They were able to do this because she was in a condition similar to that of a recently deceased person. The researchers discovered that all of her organs were healthy, and that type A blood was still circulating her veins. These veins revealed the presence of clots, confirming that the woman had a heart attack prior to her passing. In addition to these conditions, Xin Zhui was suffering from a variety of others, such as gallstones, excessive cholesterol, high blood pressure, and liver disease. However, the researchers found that she had an abnormally high buildup of mercury and lead in her body, which they believe was most likely caused by her habitual use of these elements. Mercury was one of the key components of the elixir of immortality, which was highly sought after but ultimately lethal. It should not come as a shock to learn that Xin Zhui probably used mercury in order to achieve her goal of living forever. From the images of her lacquered coffin to her burial chamber, it's apparent that immortality was an obsession of hers, and it's one that she most surely aspired to attain both during her life and after she passed away. During the examination of Xin Zhui, pathologists discovered 138 melon seeds that had not yet been digested in her stomach and intestines. Because of the digestion of such seeds generally takes 1 hour, it was reasonable to believe that the melon was her final meal, and that she had just had it minutes before the heart attack that ultimately claimed her life. The question is, how did this mummy manage to stay so perfectly preserved? Researchers give credit to the ornate mausoleum that was built to encase Lady Dai and keep out air and moisture. Xin Zhui was laid to rest more than 40 meters below the surface in a pine coffin. She was found in her body submerged in 21 gallons of an unknown liquid that was found to be slightly acidic and contained traces of magnesium. She was wrapped in 20 layers of silk fabric. The floor was covered in a thick layer of earth that had the consistency of a paste, and the entire structure was packed with charcoal that absorbed moisture and was sealed with clay. This prevented air and bacteria that causes deterioration from entering her eternal chamber. After that, An extra 3 feet of clay were placed on top of the structure to create a barrier that would keep water from entering the building. However, scientists are not sure what combination of factors contributed to the preservation of Xin Zhui's corpse. So guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and we'll see you in the next video.